future from 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for 2 hours of live stream writing accountability, followed by a half-hour max-ish share what you did wrap-up chat. So in case you're new, the way this works is that you can keep this live stream open in a separate window or separate tab as background noise, as though we were in a digital shared workspace, or you can watch along, read along with me as I get my work done for the next 2 hours. Now, what you're going to notice as I am sharing my entire screen with you is that I'm working in a tabbed window. And so you're going to see that among those tabs are the Twitch tab and the YouTube tab. And because they're in separate tabs from where I'm going to be working on Chrome, Christmas sake. There we go. Because they're in separate tabs from where I'm going to be working on Chrome, and you know, they're just on the screen, whereas I'll probably there's a good chance I'll be working on my typewriter today. As such, I'm not going to be able to see the chat during the 2 hours. That is why we have the wrap-up chat. During the 2 hours, I need to just focus on the work. If I can see the chat at all, my OCD is such that I will not be able to ignore it. Even if it is empty, I will not, I will just be completely distracted by that crap, by that blank little window the whole friggin' time if I can see it. So that's why I keep things in a separate tab so I can't see it. Also keep things in a separate tab, specifically Twitch, keep the tab open, really, so that I don't lose any of the chat. That way at the wrap-up chat at the end, I can duck in, see every comment and every question that was posted during the 2 hours and that continues to be posted during the wrap-up chat, and respond to all of them, because I do want to talk to you about your creative projects, my creative projects, and the creative process in general. So if you want to go ahead and jump into the chats and share what it is you're working on, share where you are in your process, share any difficulties you're having, any questions, go ahead and do that. You have all these 2 hours just to get some work done. Or, of course, you can just tune back in at 11 when the wrap-up chat occurs and I respond to everything that happened in the chat. But as a reminder, if you're wanting to engage in the Twitch chat, you are going to need to keep that window open as a separate window or separate tab the whole time in order to make sure you don't lose any of the visual chat going on. Because it has this thing that if you so much as hit the refresh button when that tab is open, all previous chat goes bye-bye. It only shows the chat that has occurred after you entered the window. So now it is time for me to get to my list of things to do today. Well, my list of things I can do today. Because to-do lists piss off my OCD. Can-do lists, what? To do, that's a set of instructions. Can do, these are your options. A single option can have its own set of instructions / to-do list, but you know. Maybe I should say it's a should-do list and can. A combination of should do and can do. Like these top 3, these are my, you should do these today, because it's the day for those things. Quit talking to yourself, Rose, and just get the shit done. I mean, keep talking to yourself, but quit talking like you're talking to other people, because that's rude. You're going to confuse newcomers into thinking that you're looking at the chat and you're not. And actually, I have changed up the way that I want to work on Buffer. I'm going to do a thing. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I want to do the thing? Do I want to... How do I want to change this? Okay. I'm doing this. I'm really doing this. I'm really undoing all the things. Oh my god, this hurts. This hurts a little. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. But it's... I mean... Oh! How do I undo that? Son of a bitch. Or maybe I just start over. Maybe that's what I'm doing, is I'm starting over. I'm gonna buffer again, but I'm starting over with how I want that to look. Oh, got this already. Okay. Alright. We're starting over. We're starting over. That's what's going on here. Okay. Okay. Oopsies doksies. Ugh. Freckle frats. I want to do this. Alright, so that's like... I did all the research into like suggested post times for these friggin' things. Facebook has one more active day. How do I want to do this? Son of a bitch. Alright. Blog and post to social media. Use these to get an email list of subscribers. Social media. Social media is to get everyone toward better storytelling. Social media is all about building the list. it's about finding readers. Finding readers. Just getting social media beat. For fuck's sake, where did I put the thing? Starts and okay. Okay. Oh, they're out of date though. Son of a pit monster. Ugh. Now let's root to pit monsters. I apologize to pit monsters everywhere. That was rude. That was uncalled for. Alright. Quick assessment. On LinkedIn, the only time I get notifications of people liking things on LinkedIn, it's mom. On Facebook, I get no notifications of people liking things. Things get shared in the group. People enjoy the group. People are joining the group. The group is fine. The Facebook page is almost meaningless. Twitter, there is engagement there. It's my sister, who is also a writer, and other writers. So, okay. LinkedIn, mom sees it. Facebook, nobody sees it. Twitter, fellow writers and my sister see it. Which means I have no real readership on the Facebook page or the LinkedIn profile, which is fine. I will stop posting there. Twitter's the focus, which means going straight to the source, because if I only have one social media to focus on, it's that one. However, I do get a lot. Oh. That might happen. Okay. Medium is in my head blogging and has readership. Instagram is in my home blogging and it has readership. Twitter is fellow writers. YouTube and Twitch, people do respond in the chats, mostly on Twitch. Mostly on Twitch. But YouTube allows me to archive, which is why I still have presence on all those things. The Facebook page allows me to have the Facebook page as the Facebook person presence behind the Facebook group. Okay. But do I still want... Go back to Buffer. I think I still want to use Buffer just because that one little bit of... No. The only people liking buffered posts are my sister. The only person liking buffered posts at this moment is my sister. Which has its pluses and minuses. I'm just posting a thing a day. should write these things down. Okay. Where do I put the assessment? Put it in here where the platform assessment is. Perfect. true. Who engages? That's true. That is 100% true. let's do weights like on a scale of, I need a, okay. This is what I need. Jesus Christ. It's morning. Actually, you know what you're gonna do, Rose. This is what you're gonna do. do a test. Fine. There's got to be a way to do that. Whatever. Two is two. This one's actually going to be one. It's two, so that stays. Way to go with the true engagement, one and only Twitch. Way to go. Coco. So basically going upwards from the true engagement towards the most strongly scored of the Oh, you know what you could do, Rose? Oh, first you gotta take a potty break and then you can do it. Okay. I just figured out how to make this work the way that I want it to work. What? Yes. Whoa! Swap! Got it, buddy. Life is so weird. Okay, I should have just... No, Facebook group is part of Goose Eggs. It's not technically a social share.
can't believe this is how that went down. Holy Christmas. This is gonna take more thought. And also, how the hell did that happen? 39? 39? Jesus fucking Christ.
You know what?
Except it's not fellow back strong. It's really more at the level of family support.
Yeah. because of like the click-through rate. Oh wait, no, I would want to switch that because I'm actually getting, there we go. Great. This is where we focus. Plus here. Maintain the standard going on here. Raise this up.
How to raise it up.
Like, even if I change that to 1, it still scores so high. But it's a more of a personal thing than it is a professional thing. And also, so long as I'm using an Ethernet cord to friggin' work that thing, it's not feasible to really engage it as part of the primary. Instagram was higher than Anchor, but even when I shared things on Anchor, it didn't work. So it's more family support level. Yeah, and that's fine. That is fine. Pretty sure. I mean, if I'm honest, I do need to be honest. Actually, yeah, I am gonna, because it's still stronger than the page. There's some growth there. And the page is just in service to the group, which is just in purchase to the list. Rising tide. Rising tide. Okay, it's 11 a.m., which means it's time for the wrap up chat, which, you know, starts with a brief summary of what all I got done with some brief explanations as to why I worked on what I did, and then I respond to all comments and all questions on YouTube and Twitch. So if you didn't put anything in during the 2 hours of writing because you were getting things done, well done you. Go ahead and pop into the chats on YouTube or Twitch, whichever one you prefer now, and let me know what it is you were working on, what it is you got done, any questions, any places you were getting stuck in your creative process, any questions you may have had about what I was working on, and I will respond to everything because I love having discussions about the creative process with people. So, on to the brief summary. I went to Buffer. I initially went onto Buffer to post some things about Wonder Tales and such this morning, which I used to do every couple of days. And my recent research regarding social media and using that as a way to try to get people's attention for things is showing that, you know, I'm very transparent about the way that I do things because I don't want anybody, like, I just, honesty is the best policy, 100%. So I'm very transparent about the way I do things with social media. And I used Buffer in order to get things out, and there was that degree of separation that made it easier to schedule things to post multiple times a day. And I was using it to post to those places where I'm not as actively engaged, which is fine. Maybe I should still do it. I still have some assessing to do there, actually, in terms of how I want to handle Buffer. You know, so I built a social media assessment, which I renamed an engagement assessment. I'm gonna rename it again. Social assessment, online assessment, web presence assessment, web presence assessment. It's gonna need a new name. Anyway, I built the thing. And here, let me show you. This is what I built today. So all the social platforms, who I'm seeing engaging in those places, what I'm primarily sharing, and you know, my secondary purpose in sharing things on there. And then of course my follower count, and I gave a weight, which I blogged about today. I'll get to that later. Sort of. Gave it a weight, had a separate column that was just the weight score, that the number of the weight. That way I could set up this little equation here that I could copy and paste nice and easy and just make, rather than having to retype the equation every time that I want to assess what's going on and update the engagement level that I'm seeing. So every time I update a score or a weight or a follower count, come down to sort sheet, the second one, when you can't see the whole thing. The second one is Z to A. And so that starts with the top score, but then you come over here and you sort the sheet Z to A again, and it prioritizes by quality of engagement, while within, so here you have all the twos, they're still ranked from the highest score to the lowest score within that quality ranking, and that happens down here as well for all the ones, and then, you know, 0 is just 0. And the only way you get no engagement is if you have no followers. Family support or token support, it's somebody just, I liked it initially, kind of a thing. Very bare bones support. Little bit of engagement, little bit of dialogue, little bit of DMing, commenting, whatever. You know, actual interactions with people there, and true engagement I'm only seeing here on Twitch so far. And I've been on Twitch the shortest of all of these. So way to go, Twitch, for being friggin' amazing just from the get-go. I am so friggin' appreciative of that fact. So I built this assessment so that I could figure out where I need to focus my energy, because it occurred to me that the 100 days of writing, the last one I did, was to get the guided journal finished. And I had basically written the whole thing. I was just doing some slight rewrites, a little bit of beefing up and fleshing out, and just mostly editing in the last 100 days. And, you know, that real just clean it up, get it ready for publication, that's really where having the 100 days deadline shines. Whereas the writing process, I work better with an ETA, or not an ETA, that's an estimated time of arrival, an ETC, which is estimated time of completion. And the way that I had been, you know, making these calendars and things so far was just, I mean, this is my general calendar that I'm totally 100% on board with and able to keep going. I need to get rid of the buffer section. But yeah, the editorial, publication, and engagement stuff. It's all good, but I realized when I went to buffer things today that I needed a better way to assess how I am behaving online and what the response I'm getting is to that behavior online. And so I made this assessment today, and I built social weights. So that was the drop down menus that I used for that. And then I assessed my social media, which got me all the scores. I adjusted the can-do list to share to Twitter. So rather than put things on buffer, I'm putting it right into the platform itself. That personal touch, being actually social on the platform rather than just buffering. And I think I might have to include doing that on other platforms, specifically Facebook, LinkedIn, which are down here. If I decide to start building those up, I don't know how. I think the algorithms for page and group are mostly separate on Facebook. I don't think a low page score is affecting my group score. And people are mostly finding the group through the goldengooseeggs.com anyway, which is where they're supposed to be finding it from. So I'm not too worried about that, but I am probably going to have to adjust the can-do list again as I continue to adjust my approach to using social media and engaging with people on different platforms. But I do know that it's possible to do things by just focusing on the one platform that works. Hello, Twitch, again. You know, only platform that got a level 3, which is, you know, the ideal. I want to at least get better storytelling up to a 2. Yeah, I just gotta so much to assess. Anywho, so then it's, you know, every 4 days I rotate journaling prompts in the Goose Eggs Facebook group. So I went and I got that done. And because that is an extension of goldengooseeggs.com, that does naturally feel like it scores more of a 2 than a 1. I gave that a 2. Yes, I gave that a 2. And the Golden Goose Eggs, people do enjoy those articles. I don't have as high of a click-through rate, but that's because I'm really just sharing the whole article in those emails. It's more that it's more about how it relates to the list. Basically, not the list, how it relates to the group. Basically, I'm just going to give the list the same ranking as the group in order to keep them like in cahoots, because the two really do work together. That's how they're set up. Then I wrote my daily blog post for today, which was actually about creating this count, weight, and score. So you check how many followers you have on a given platform. You give a weight or preliminary score of the how you would rank the engagement itself. And so then the score is your follower count multiplied by the quality level, and that gives you your proper score. So you can have a smaller, like clearly here, you have 39 people, but because it's true engagement level 3, that's 117, which is a lot better than, well, it's competing, right? It's competing with these two much higher numbers that only have a level of follow back strength. So, I mean, follow back strength is still good strength. There's actual engagement there. It's just mostly people are following you because they know you're going to follow them and engage with them. So it's about being really on equal footing, not as much, here I am offering up what I have, and people are like, oh, yes, please, can we get some more of that? And so true engagement is more like the yes, thank you, more please, and 2 is yes, thank you. And 1 is, okay, yes. So it's yes, yes, thank you, more, please, is another way of looking at those scores. So that was my blog post for today, and looking over the numbers and what I wrote in my own blog post, and looking over the way I have the next 100 days scheduled, but also not just how I have them scheduled, but things that are coming up on the calendars regardless of what's going on in my schedule, deadlines that I want to hit for submissions to literary journals that I respect, and with EAP, the magazine in particular, to whom I am already an actual contributor. I want to be able to prioritize those things. I want to be able to make those commitments. I am committed to being a contributing member to EAP, the magazine. I am committed to upping my fairy tale writing game in order to get published in Fairy Tale Review at some point in my career, hopefully at multiple points in my career. And I am committed as a resident of AS220 to doing my best in the upcoming resident show, which is scheduled right toward the end of the 100 days, and trying to, wrap up a big old project while getting ready for that show is, yeah, so it's 100 days wraps, and then, so the 100 days wraps, then I go out of town to be with family, which is going to be exhausting in and of itself, because that's just how family goes. And then I come back, I coma for 3 or 4 days, and then it's time for me to perform. So I am going to be spending like the last few days of the 100 days really, really working on my piece for the resident show, which is going to be storytelling, really fine-tuning what stories I'm telling, what songs I'm singing, and things like that. So, the 100 days overall is great for wrapping up a project, but I like to have more fluidity from project to project. So for this 100 days, I have decided to prioritize better storytelling, which is better-storytelling.com, which is my author website. So by focusing on that and focusing on my online presence as a writer and an author, and generally sharing things and building resources for my readers. And this also means that I'm going to be really finishing the catch up from the morning writings from the first 100 days. I got about halfway through, and then the in-between days ended, and I stopped writing these 100 more. I stopped writing the 100 mornings from before, and I just focused on writing down the conversation topics here for this 100 days. And I am getting very unbrief, but basically I with all the assessing that I did today was an assessment building and assessing heavy kind of a morning, which is good, which is really good, because I'm still going to be working on Sally Forth. It's just not going to be my priority. It's going to be one of the many projects I am working on concurrently, shuffling as energy allows. But I do feel that I need to shift the priority to spending these 100 days upping the score for my better storytelling presence. So that's my brief summary. Now it's on to comments and questions here on YouTube, and it doesn't look like there are any. Here on Twitch, Joe89 says, I also live in Providence, Rhode Island. Or is there another Providence? I believe there is another Providence, but you are correct. I am from Providence, Rhode Island. Joe89, I might not be here when you respond to your messages, but I gave you a follow. Very cool. Okay, so I have Ryan the Gladiator left a message. Clappy hype, power up. Okay, where's the little red dude? There we go. This dude. So respond to Ryan the Gladiator, and I keep right clicking and I miss having the proper use of the trackpad. Okay. Ba-bum. Thanks for the follow, Joe. Okay. Sorry if you weren't able to stick around for the wrap-up chats. Wrap-up chat. Every morning writing is archived on my YouTube channel. bit.ly/R Rose, capital J Rose, not H, capital J Jermusic. Spell your own name correctly, could you please? There we go. All right, so that is it for the chat, and I gave you as brief a summary as I could. It's just, there was a lot in that assessment, and there was a lot of good information pulled from that assessment. So, things are good. Things are good. Things are good. We are moving out of stage 1 of 8 in the 100 days of morning writing and into, yes, because today's the 13th. Yes, tomorrow, well, this afternoon marks the start of phase 2, which is kind of a reset. Like the first 25 days is all just assessing and listening and checking where exactly my footing is. And the next 25 days is planning. And the 25 after that is a lot of writing, a lot of work. And the 25 days after that is creating, publishing, kind of a thing. Sort of. That's basically how the 100 days are planned. That's how they're planned. We'll see how they go. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm Roaster Music, your live stream writing accountability partner, here every day for the foreseeable. I can speak English for this. I'm Roaster Music, here every day for the foreseeable future from 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for 2 hours of live stream writing accountability, followed by a half-hour max-ish share what you did wrap-up chat. Every day that I am here, you can spend the writing accountability time asking, like, leaving whatever comments, leaving whatever questions you like about the creative projects you're working on, the creative projects I'm working on, and the creative process in general. And then for the final half hour that I have scheduled, but there is wiggle room there because sometimes we do go over. I'm a rambler. Don't know if you noticed. But I do respond to every comment, every question left on both YouTube and Twitch during the actual writing time because I love having those conversations, and I make note of everything discussed in order to make WriterTube and AuthorTube videos. So working on finishing the backlog list from my previous days of 100 days of morning writing so that I can get the ball rolling on scripting and filming those AuthorTube and WriterTube videos, which is something I'll definitely be working on during this 100 days. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I will see you tomorrow. Good journey, my friends.